Hey guys, today I want to make a video about the McDonald's Rubik's 2x2. There are multiple Rubik's 2x2s that have been released by McDonald's. This is the one with the animals from, well, it's written in French, so I don't really know that movie. It's called Tous en scène in French, but I don't have the name in English. Anyways, this applies to all the 2x2s that McDonald's will release as Happy Meal toys. The thing is, since I live in France, I already have them, and that's great. So first I'm going to talk about the solve, and then I will be making a sequence about the mechanism, the quality, and everything that's linked to that. So let's begin with how to solve the 2x2, because that's probably why most people will be watching this video. So let's scramble that and try to get a really good scramble, probably the worst case scenario possible. That way I can do a proper tutorial. Okay, so I've got this completely scrambled. Now I just pick a random corner with which I want to start. Let's say the white, green, orange. Now I'm going to put it on the bottom face. Now before I start, I want to show you the different types of moves that you're going to get. Now I'm holding it like this. This is the right face, the top face, the front face. Now the notation is R, meaning right face, R prime, meaning right face counterclockwise. So when there's a prime, it's counterclockwise. So there's R, as in right, R prime, R right counterclockwise, U up, U prime up counterclockwise, F front, and F prime front counterclockwise. So now what I need to do is I've got white, green, orange. I need to find, let's say, another white, green edge, which is corner, which is supposed to go right next to the first white, green corner. Now we see white, green, red, so this should go here. So I'm going to put it over the white, green part of the bottom face, so where this one should go essentially. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it like this, so this one needs to go down there. What I'm going to do is the first algorithm or first formula using the notation that I just explained. So I need to do R, U, R prime, U prime. Now it's already solved, but most of the time you need to do it multiple times. So let me show you another example. Here I've got white, green, orange. I need to find another white, orange edge, corner, sorry. So here it's white, orange, blue. So this one should go down there. Now I'm gonna do, as I said, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And now it's solved. Now there's one more right there. It should go down here, so R, U, R prime, U prime, and now the white face is solved. And every corner is in the right position in the sense that blue is matched, red is matched, green is matched, and orange is also matched. Now let me just show you the worst case scenario. It's a case where the corners are in the right positions, but they're not in the right, they're in the wrong positions, and the orientation doesn't matter. But for example, here, I want to find the other white-green edge. As you can see, it's not on the top face, so I can't just do the algorithm to bring it down here. Instead, I need to find it, so white, green, orange, and do R, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, so the same algorithm that I showed. And now that it's on the top face, I can bring it over the position where it should go, and now that that's done, I can do R, U, R prime, U prime, 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 and now it's in the right position and orientation. And the other one, the last corner, the one that was here, now it's on the top face, so I can bring it over the position where it's supposed to go and do R, U, R prime, U prime, and now the bottom face is solved. So that's perfect. Now that's how you solve the bottom face. All you need to know is R, U, R prime, U prime. Now for the second part, that's the second algorithm you need to know. It's an algorithm that is used to do the top face, to orient the top face, meaning you're going to get yellow on top and other colors on the side, not necessarily matched. So what you need to do is, for example, if you have only one corner here, you need to do R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, and now the yellow is finished. Now there are multiple cases of this. but the same algorithm always works. For example, here I want to do the algorithm, so I've got this part on the bottom left, but as you can see, yellow isn't here, it's here. The only thing that changes is you have to do R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, U, and do it again with this corner again, the yellow part again on the bottom left, and R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. That works again. So as you can see, in multiple cases it's used twice. It can be used in other cases, like for example, let me just see if I can give you another. Okay, here for example, I've got these two yellow ones and these two here. If you don't know what to do, you can just do the same algorithm that I showed you. For example, here, it works best if you put the two yellow ones on the back of the puzzle, and you do R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, as I showed you, and now put it at the bottom left, as I showed you earlier as well, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, and do it again with the yellow on the bottom left, and it's gonna work. It might seem complicated, but it's always the same thing, so don't worry about it being too complicated. I'm just gonna show you one last situation that you can get, which is slightly more complex, but it's not that difficult, to be honest. Let me just try to get that situation. If you don't know what to do at some point, just do the algorithm again, and it will essentially solve itself. It will give you another situation that you probably know. This is the one I was talking about, I was looking for, with two yellow ones, but in a diagonal. Well, you just put these three here, for example, and well, you just do it anywhere, really. Like, you could do it here, and if it doesn't work, which it won't, it's gonna give you another situation like this one, for example, and now you just do it again, and at some point you're gonna get that situation where you have only one yellow part, and that's the one where you do the algorithm once or twice, and it's always the same thing. So R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, and that's gonna work. So now that this is done, there's only one last method. So either the top face is finished and you're done, or you've got another situation that you could have. It's when two parts are properly matched, green and green, for example, and two parts are not. And now that's the last algorithm you need to know, and that's R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U2, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. And that solves the cube. There's one last situation, but it's solved using the same algorithm that I just showed. Let me just make sure I have that situation. Alright. Oh wait, made a small mistake. Right there. Okay. Now the last situation is a situation where the yellow is solved, but you don't have anything that matches. Here I've got green and blue, red and orange, blue and green, orange and red. For that situation, just do the same algorithm that I just showed you. So R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U2, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. And you'll notice that two are now matched. So you just put them on the left, just like before, and do the algorithm again. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U2, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. And that will solve the cube. So this is how you solve the 2x2 from McDonald's. Now that I've talked about this and showed you how to solve it, I'm just going to talk about the mechanism, because that's what a lot of people who follow my channel enjoy. So I'm gonna open it up with my screwdriver. Also, by the way, I didn't show that in the previous video, but they the cubes from McDonald's, they come in a really cool box, like a Rubik's Cube themed box. Let me just see if I can zoom out. It's pretty nice. It's quite interesting. Anyways, now the interesting part. let's just pierce that sticker. Most of the stickers, well, they're not really stickers, they're actually printed directly on the surface, so it's impossible to cheat, and I think that's a really good thing. I already mentioned it in my previous video, and this is quite unusual. The screw inside is not a Phillips screw, it's actually a triangular headed screw. So I'm just gonna try and figure out a way to open this a different way. I think I got one right now. I'm popping a piece out, but I think there's a chance that I'm gonna break something, so. Okay, it's good to know that this puzzle is almost unbreakable. Unfortunately, that also means that when I was trying to open it, I broke a part, but it doesn't matter because that's the only reason I got it, was to show you the mechanism, so it's alright, I guess. So, yeah, you just really have to apply a lot of force if you want to break it anyways. Now, this mechanism is really interesting. For those who know what I'm talking about, it's actually using the Rubik's Revenge 4x4 mechanism. It's got some asymmetrical, well, it's got an asymmetrical core, and essentially you've got 3 hooks on each corner, and since the core is asymmetrical, some hooks are blocked and some can move. So it's quite interesting. For example, if I move this like that, the whole white section is going to move along with these 3 parts. And these are just going to move freely because they move in some grooves that are placed in such a way that makes it possible for this layer to move, but not this one. Now, if I do it like that, this is the part that's going to move, and this part is going to be stuck. Now, as you can see, the reason why it's stuck is because here you've got plastic blocked by the, well, the white plastic is actually blocked by this this black plastic part here, which means that these are the only ones that can actually move through that groove, and this is where the asymmetrical part works. It's that here you can see that the groove here, the white part of the core is really tangent to that face, and here it's also tangent to that face. So if you move this one, it's going to be the top face that's moving freely, and here it's going to be the right face. Now if I move it like this, it's going to be the bottom face, because here, same problem as before. Normally I had this this black plastic thing, but this part here is tangent to that face right there. Right there. Sorry. So the groove that's actually supposed to be in this position, the position my screwdriver is going to push the white plastic like that, which is going to make the puzzle turn. And the core turn with the top layer, and that's just to prevent misalignments. So that's how it works. It's just a really basic mechanism. It uses only 9 parts, which is quite a good mechanism, a very optimized mechanism in terms of space. Nevertheless, in terms of quality, it's absolutely terrible. To be honest. Okay, I did break it, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna try to remove the part that broke, because now it's gonna be causing problems. But yeah, essentially the mechanism is very optimized when it comes to production, but when it comes to quality, it's just not going to spin well, and that's just mechanically speaking, it's not optimized because you can't corner cut, which means that you can't. Sorry, I'm just trying to get that part out right there. You can't corner cut, which means if you get a misalignment, it's just not going to turn at all. You have to be perfectly aligned if you want to turn it. I'm just gonna put that part back in. Although it's broken, so I don't know if it's gonna work as well. It's probably gonna reduce friction, so there's that, but it's it's a big bet to say that it's gonna work because it reduces friction. Okay, so yeah, I guess it works better. It does work better, but it's gonna pop at some point because of that broken part. Anyways, I don't think it spins that well, to be honest. There's way too much friction, so that's a very bad quality 2x2. Obviously, since it's included in a Happy Meal and it should cost them about 50 cents or $1, I don't think that it's surprising at all. Although I was surprised with the quality of the 1x2x3, which I showed in the previous video. But yeah, honestly, it's not a bad puzzle. It's a nice thing to have for such a cheap price, and just gonna improve the turning quality there. And so honestly, I'm just happy that they put this in the Happy Meal, because it's really a good thing that so many children get the chance to play with Rubik's Cubes. I think it's a smart toy, much smarter than what they usually have, so that's great. A bit disappointed that the mechanism is really not optimized, but then again, it's optimized for price, and that's what they were looking for, which is, you know, obvious since it's going to cost almost nothing for customers. But I think it's a very good idea what they had, and I just think it's brilliant that they're doing a campaign with Rubik's Cubes instead of, you know, silly toys that children aren't going to think with, that they're just going to play with. I think it's a nice thing to have. Plus, for those who like cubing, it's going to increase the size of the community, which is really nice, and it's always nice to have more people playing with cubes and trying maybe speed cubing and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So yeah, very interesting mechanism. I really liked filming this. Again, I'm not sponsored in any way by McDonald's, and my commentary is completely honest. I don't like the quality of this puzzle, but it's not surprising, and I think it's still a very good idea that they are producing this. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to subscribe and watch my next ones. I'll see you in the next video.